Hey everybody, let's talk about self-compassion. It's a topic that doesn't get nearly enough attention, but it's so crucial for our well-being because honestly, who among us couldn't use a little more kindness, especially in a world that often feels so fast-paced and demanding? A little more grace, directed inward for once? Imagine how much better we'd feel if we treated ourselves with the same kindness we offer to our friends. I mean, we're out here trying to adult, which mostly feels like a never-ending game of, did I remember deodorant today? Or did I send that important email? Or did I lock the door? Spoiler alert, sometimes the answer is a big fat nope. And that's okay. We all have those moments where we fall short of our own expectations. But here's the thing, cutting ourselves some slack, especially when we're feeling overwhelmed or stressed, that's not weak. It's not selfish. It's actually a superpower. And it's a superpower that can transform our lives in ways we might not even realize. And you know who were all about superpowers? The Stoics. These ancient philosophers had some incredible insights into human nature and how to live a good life. Those toga-wearing philosophers were onto something, and today we're diving into 5 of their greatest hits that can help us all cultivate a little more self-compassion. These principles are timeless and can be applied to our modern lives with great effect because let's be honest, we deserve it. We deserve to treat ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we extend to others. And the world deserves a more compassionate you. When we are kind to ourselves, it radiates outward and affects everyone around us. So buckle up, Buttercup. It's about to get real kind to ourselves, that is. We're going to explore how these Stoic principles can help us navigate life's challenges with more grace and self-compassion. By the end of this journey, you'll have practical tools and insights to help you be kinder to yourself, no matter what life throws your way. So let's get started and unlock the unexpected Stoic superpower of self-compassion together.
The Stoics were all about staying present, about focusing on what they could control. And guess what? You can control your breath. Mindfulness, that buzzword we hear everywhere, is really just about noticing. Noticing your breath, your thoughts, your feelings, without judgment. It's like hitting the pause button on the crazy train of your mind and just being like, look at that thought go. No need to grab it, analyze it, or write it a strongly worded letter. Just observe. It sounds simple, because it is. But simple doesn't mean easy. Our minds are like hyperactive puppies, constantly chasing squirrels. But with practice, we can train our attention, bringing it back to the present moment, over and over again. And in that present moment, we can choose kindness. We can choose compassion, for ourselves and for the world around us.
One of the Stoics' biggest lessons was the idea of impermanence. Everything changes. The good, the bad, the ugly sweaters your aunt insists on giving you every Christmas. It's all temporary. And when we can really let that sink in, it changes everything. When we're struggling, we can remember that this feeling won't last forever. It's like that old saying, don't make any permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. Easier said than done, right? But the Stoics would tell us to look at nature. The seasons change, the tides turn, even that avocado you swore was ripe yesterday is now a mushy mess. Life is in constant flux, and when we embrace that, we can start to ride the waves of our emotions with a little more grace and a little less panic.
Okay, let's be real for a second. Life can be overwhelming, and it's easy to get lost in the chaos of our daily routines. It's easy to get caught up in the what-ifs and the if-onlys. We often find ourselves dwelling on past mistakes or worrying about future uncertainties. We compare ourselves to others, we focus on our shortcomings, and we forget to appreciate the good stuff. Enter gratitude. This simple yet powerful practice can transform our outlook on life. The Stoics were big on gratitude, and for good reason. They believe that by focusing on what we have, rather than what we lack, we can achieve a state of contentment and peace. When we focus on what we're thankful for, it shifts our perspective. It allows us to see the beauty in the mundane and find joy in the little things. It's like that old saying, you can either focus on what you have or what you lack. This mindset can make a significant difference in how we experience life. But either way, you're right. Your perspective shapes your reality, so why not choose a perspective that brings you happiness and fulfillment? So why not choose to be right about the good stuff? Embrace the positive aspects of your life and let them guide you through the tough times. Take a few minutes each day to appreciate the small things. A warm cup of coffee, a sunny day, the fact that you remembered to put on pants before leaving the house. These small moments of gratitude can add up to a more positive and fulfilling life. Gratitude isn't about ignoring the challenges. It's about choosing to focus on the good, even when things are tough. It's about finding strength in the positive aspects of your life and using them to navigate through difficult times. And that, my friends, is a game changer. By practicing gratitude, we can shift our mindset, improve our mental health, and ultimately lead a more fulfilling life. So, start today. Take a moment to reflect on what you're grateful for, and let that gratitude guide you towards a happier, more content life.
Raise your hand if you've ever set unrealistic expectations for yourself. Yeah, me too. We're bombarded with messages about doing it all, having it all, and looking effortlessly fabulous while we're at it. But here's the thing, that's not real life, and when we set the bar so high that we're constantly falling short, it's a recipe for self-criticism and burnout. The Stoics were all about living in accordance with nature, which basically means accepting our limits. We're not superheroes, although some days it feels like we're expected to be. We're human. We get tired, we make mistakes, and sometimes we just want to eat ice cream for dinner. And that's okay. So let's give ourselves permission to be human, to set realistic expectations, to celebrate our small victories, and to extend the same grace to ourselves that we would to a good friend.
We all mess up. It's a universal experience, part of being human. Mistakes are inevitable, and they come in all shapes and sizes. We make mistakes. We say the wrong thing. We eat the entire pint of ice cream in one sitting. It happens. Sometimes we hurt others unintentionally, or we fail to meet our own expectations. These moments can leave us feeling guilty and regretful. But what separates self-compassion from self-criticism is what we do next. Do we dwell on our mistakes, letting them define us? Or do we choose to learn and grow from them? Do we beat ourselves up? Do we let the negative self-talk take over, telling ourselves that we're not good enough, that we'll never change? Or do we offer ourselves forgiveness? Do we extend the same kindness and understanding to ourselves that we would offer to a friend in a similar situation? The Stoics believed that holding on to anger and resentment was like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It doesn't work. This wisdom applies not just to our relationships with others, but also to our relationship with ourselves. And when we hold on to anger and resentment towards ourselves, it eats away at us from the inside out. It can manifest as stress, anxiety, and even physical pain. So how do we practice self-forgiveness? It starts with self-awareness. Recognize the mistake, understand why it happened, and accept that it's a part of your journey. Start by acknowledging the mistake. This means taking responsibility for your actions without making excuses. It's about being honest with yourself. Own it, learn from it, and then let it go. Release the burden of guilt and shame. Understand that holding on to these feelings doesn't serve you or anyone else. It's not about condoning bad behavior. It's about choosing to release ourselves from the weight of guilt and shame. It's about giving ourselves the freedom to move forward. Because we all deserve a second chance. We deserve the opportunity to learn, grow, and become better versions of ourselves. And sometimes that second chance needs to come from within. It requires us to be our own source of compassion and understanding, to forgive ourselves and embrace the journey ahead with a renewed sense of hope and determination.
So, there you have it, folks. 5 Stoic tips to help you cultivate a little more self-compassion in your life. Remember, this is a journey, not a destination. There will be days when you nail it and days when you feel like you're back at square one. And that's okay. If you really enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos on self-compassion, vulnerability, and living a wholehearted life. And don't forget to share this video with your friends, because who couldn't use a little more self-compassion in their lives? The world needs your courage, your strength, and your willingness to show up as your authentic self. But most importantly, you need it from yourself. So be kind to yourself, be brave, and be you.